back. Sorry we have been not here. We've been super busy getting the house ready and blah 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 and all that. But today,
super high.
We are going to tell you guys personal stories about our old house. Our old house was haunted. So, by the way, this is Susanna, Paul's sister. So my sister-in-law, Susanna, and then of course Paul. So we're gonna let her start off with her story about our old house. And again, guys, this was back in North Carolina, so it's not even here.
Okay. I was in the living room with my mom. It was like around 12 in the morning, and we were watching movies, and the kitchen light was on. So we went upstairs when we were gonna go to bed. And before we went upstairs, we turned off all the lights and like make sure the doors are locked and stuff. And so the lights were off, everything was dark downstairs. And then I wanted to go to the bathroom, so I went to the bathroom. My mom went to her room. And when I came out of the bathroom, I looked downstairs and the light was on. And you could hear what are they called? Those
Blinds.
The blinds were like moving. And yeah, that's what happened.
Couldn't remember the word blinds?
No.
Okay, so this was this year as well. So these stories do take place this year. Oh well, last year, because we're in 2018.
Well, let's tell you about the room first. Alright, so
this is Aubrey's room.
Aubrey's room.
The little one.
It was a weird feeling room. I don't know how to really describe it. You get in there and you just feel uneasy.
It's not even like when you just go in. It's like you go to touch the doorknob to go into the room, and it's just like, I don't want to go in this room. This room creeps me out.
Yeah, or just like walking upstairs and it's like you feel someone watching you, and it's from that room.
Yeah.
It's scary as hell.
We kept that door locked for 4 or 5 months. We did not go in there.
And the reason we kept it locked was because when Aubrey was in there, she would just be a mean little girl. Like, she is a sweet little girl. She's a good kid. But when she would go into this room, she was just so mean. Like, there was one time, I was sitting on the couch, and she was downstairs, and I started hearing things, and I was like, what is this girl doing? She had my 2, giant knives, running around with them, and I was like, what are you doing? And after we locked her out of her room, she didn't play with knives anymore. She was just she went back to her nice little self.
Or if she did go in there, we let her go in and play, she would always end up in the corner just screaming and crying, pointing out the same corner every time.
Yeah.
And just did not like it. Or one time we had the door locked for about a week or 2, and we had Haley's birthing ball in one corner. And then when we had the door locked for 2 weeks, we opened it again because we had to go grab something from in there. And the ball was moved across the room with no explanation.
Yeah, and the curtains were moved as if somebody was moving out, because we had a sheet over the blinds, and it was all moved.
It was real weird.
Yeah, the room was just really unsettling. But another thing that also happened, and it literally only takes place in her room. I don't know why, but it's only her room. But we had one last get together with everybody before we actually traveled over here to California, and I don't really know what brought the conversation up, but somebody was like, your house is haunted, and we're like, yeah, we know it's haunted, and stuff like that. And Paul's friend actually was all like, hold on, let me call someone. This was the first time this dude was at our house, too, and he called his brother. It wasn't FaceTime or anything, it was just a phone call. Just a phone call when he couldn't see anything. And he was like, hey, I need you to tell me what you feel. Or, tell me, what was it? He was basically like, I need you to tell me if there's something in this room. And he went to go open the door, and his brother was like, you're scared. And he was like, yeah, I really am. And he opened the door, and he went into Aubrey's closet, because Aubrey had a walk-in closet. And the dude that was in the house with us goes, there's something standing in front of me, and all of Aubrey's clothes just moved. It was really, really creepy. They just moved. And after that, the dude that was in the room that was talking said that he was in front of us. It's like, it's a tall black figure. And the brother goes, "It's a very tall black figure. You guys need to get out of that room." And let alone, we didn't tell his little brother
anything about
Anything.
our house, and yet
or what we've seen, because I mean, we would see black figures, but we kind of just ignored it.
yeah, we didn't tell his little brother anything about our house, the layout, or anything. We didn't even tell him we had stairs. And he was just like, "You guys should go downstairs and go to the living room." And he basically just set our whole layout of the house, like, at least twice. And he would just went into very, like descriptive, like, details on stuff we have never told him.
Yeah, we haven't told anybody because we're like, well, do we tell them? Because we don't want everybody being like, oh no, you guys are lying, you know, you guys are just making this up, you guys are crazy. But his little brother literally described everything, and it was just really, really creepy. The house was just really an unsettling house in the first place, just super unsettling. I mean, I think Aubrey has only taken naps in that room. She would never sleep in that room. It was hard. It was uncomfortable for anybody to sleep in that room at night. They would sleep in there during the day. It was fine during the day. But his little brother was just like, this guy said this is his room. Like, this is his part of the house. Like, he was basically telling us that we were taking it over, and he didn't like that. So he was after Aubrey, basically.
Yeah. It was a weird house, weird room. I don't know. Like, we would be laying in bed, and so Aubrey slept with us in the room with us, not with us. She slept, like, she had her own little mattress. Well, she would sleep on the mattress beside her bed, and she'd be dead asleep, and it would just be us awake, and we're the only ones there, and we would hear, like, knocking from her room, or like people going down the stairs, and we would text our neighbor and they're asleep or they're not there. It was weird.
Yeah, the house was just really unsettling. And then I didn't really do research on the house a lot. Like, she said, well, have you done research on the house? And I was like, no, but the only thing that I do know is all these houses were built on a cemetery. So that kind of explains it. So I would, and I personally was a person that did not believe in the paranormal. But after living in that house, I'm scared. I totally believe in it. I try not to let it really get to me though. But our old house was so haunted. It was so creepy. Things would just happen, and it was kind of unexplainable.
And now, I don't know if it's because Haley and I are tripping, but we've been seeing things and hearing things already.
In our new house.
Already. And,
but I don't think it's like anything evil. It was in our old house. I don't think it's anything evil.
I said it was probably brought with his big old giraffe.
Artillery.
I don't think artillery's here.
Oh, well then it was probably the neighbors because they were still outside.
Yeah, our neighbors are moving out.
See?
No. So the new house, it's fine. The new house is great. I had to stay in the new house for like 4 days by myself on an air mattress while everybody's still back at home. And I would lay there in bed in our room, and like I would like leave the door closed and everything, and we have carpet throughout the house except for the kitchen and the bathrooms. And I could hear like little footsteps going down the hallway, and I was like, nope, close the door, lock it, and I sleep with the bathroom light on and just lay there with music on so I couldn't hear anything.
So, yeah, that is our old house and how it was haunted. So if you guys want to go to any place haunted, go to Camp Lejeune, aka Camp Lejeune, because that's how everybody pronounces it. And rent a house on base, because apparently it was put on a cemetery, which is a little messed up. So, yeah, guys, that was our haunted house. It was very creepy, very, very creepy, and it took over Aubrey for a while, but we got down to the bottom. Thank you. Say hi.
Bye.
Yes. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you guys would like to hear any more about a haunting story, we can probably have quite a few of them. Please leave it in the comment box. Give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button, guys. Subscribe. And we will try to get videos up better, because it has been a while. Once we get fully settled into the house, we will actually be doing a house tour of the house.
Once it is set up.
Once it's all set up and whatnot. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Bye. Alright, we actually have one more quick story from Susanna about Aubrey's room, so here it is.
But first, it is Haley's birthday. Forgot to say that. So, that's in there now.
Okay, go.
Okay. Another one that I forgot was I was babysitting with her Nino while they were renting a car or taking the car back, and she went upstairs to go play, and I thought she was in their room, and then I heard stomping, and so I went upstairs, and while I was going upstairs, I heard her crying, and her door was shut, and it was open, like all the doors were open, and so I was calling her like name, and she was crying. So I went to open her door, and like she wouldn't let me in the room. Like she was holding her little body, trying to keep me out of
She's a
the
strong
room.
little thing, though.
Yeah, like she was trying to keep me out, and I was like, "What are you doing? Like, what's wrong?" And she's still crying. And then I finally like push her because I didn't want to hurt her, but like I had to. But I didn't hurt her.
But I had to.
So I went in there, and she's just screaming at me. Like she can't even speak real words, and she's just screaming at me, "Go, go!" And I'm like, "Why?" And I'm like, "No, I'm staying here." And so I sit on the bed, and so she like slams the door on me, and I'm like, "Okay." So now I'm in this creepy room by myself while she's just standing outside, and I open the door, and she's just looking at me like no like expression. It's just her just staring at me. I'm like, okay,
She's
all right,
had-
let's go downstairs.
Yeah, when she was in that room, she would give like evil looks. Like it would go from her playing, being her bubbly little self, to like,
Yeah, like she was so mean. I was like, wow. I like she was a teenager already. Just keep me out of her room. So yeah, that was my story.
that was the other story.
I felt like that added on to what you said, like with her and the knives.
Yeah.
So that's what.
She was mean. She was very, very, very mean. Again, guys, please hit that like and that subscribe. Help spread the word. And we will see you guys later. Bye.